Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Back to School press conference. It's hard to believe that it's that time. The summer has flown by, and so we're going to jump right in with updates from our superintendent, Dr. Miriam Rogers.
Thank you and good morning. Thank you very much for joining us at our Back to School press conference. I'm excited to provide updates on our school system's readiness for the opening of schools. But before I begin, I would like to welcome the following guests that we have in attendance. Jane Lichter, Chair of the Board of Education. Board Member Christina Pumphrey. Ramona Basilio, representing the PTA Council of Baltimore County. Thank you very much for joining us and your continued support of Team BCPS. Summer break is quickly coming to an end, and next Monday, our buses will be rolling. We're excited to welcome back more than 110,000 students for the 25-26 school year. As a reminder to all of our neighbors, students will be walking. Please exercise caution on the roads to help ensure their safety. We are grateful to our dedicated bus drivers and attendants for their commitment to Team BCPS. We have spent all summer preparing, and we officially kicked off what I know will be an incredible year of learning and growth for all Team BCPS students at the 2025 BCPS Fest on August 16th. More than 2,000 families joined us on Saturday and received a wealth of information about BCPS and community-based programs and services. On August 13th, we welcomed almost 5,500 students to fall sports in our schools. And on August 15th, I had the opportunity to connect with our BCPS principals, administrators, and central office leaders at our annual administrative and supervisory meeting on our shared vision and priorities for the upcoming school year. For the last 2 years, we have targeted resources and streamlined our efforts in 4 system priority areas: academic achievement, infrastructure, safety and climate, and highly effective teachers, leaders, and staff. As a result of this strategic focus, our data is moving in the right direction. We are reversing the trend of declining academic performance and are fast-forwarding student achievement, and we know we still have a lot more work to do. For the 25-26 school year, we will remain locked in on these priority areas in our work to move BCPS forward. We are proud to welcome more than 500 new teachers, as well as our veteran teachers, leaders, and support professionals, all of whom help to make BCPS a great school system. Team BCPS staff have worked tirelessly this summer to ensure that we will be ready on Monday, and we are confident that this is going to be a great year for our community. I'd like to provide a few updates on key areas of summer preparation. But before I get into the updates, I am so pleased to share that we received some exciting news very early this morning, 12:01 a.m. to be exact. U.S. News and World Report just released their 2025-2026 Best High School rankings, and BCPS high schools once again rank among the best in the state and the nation. Eastern Technical was named the best high school in Maryland, and Western School of Technology was ranked number 5 best in the state. We have a total of 3 high schools that placed among the top 30 high schools in the state, with Carver Center rounding out the list at 24, and 8 schools in the top 100. We will have a release out this morning with the full rankings, but I just want to take a moment to congratulate these incredible school communities. We are proud, as always, of the achievements of our students and staff, and we celebrate these results while we continue working to ensure that all of our students are learning and growing at schools that are among the best in Maryland and in the nation. Thank you. I want to thank our human resources team led by Mr. McCall for their around-the-clock work throughout the year and particularly over the summer to fill vacancies. I am pleased to share that we're nearly 100% staffed with just 47.8 vacancies remaining as of yesterday afternoon. 130 of our schools have no vacancies, and 97% of the schools with vacancies have 2 or fewer openings. Over the summer, we held 7 hiring events with nearly 1,700 attendees. The team will continue working diligently to fill the remaining vacancies. We will also continue the work with our partner agency to place qualified long-term substitutes as needed. We know that key recruitment and retention strategies include providing competitive pay, opportunities for growth and promotion, and a supportive and inspiring climate and culture. We have continued to make significant progress in this work, even in a challenging fiscal landscape. Student learning is our core purpose, and we remain focused on this work to ensure that all students are learning and achieving at high levels. This year will mark our third year of using HMH into reading in elementary English language arts, and teachers will continue to build on this strong foundation grounded in the science of reading with a focus on reading, writing, and vocabulary. Students will continue to use Mira to support fluency and comprehension growth. All middle schools and high schools will fully implement SAVIS, My Perspective, as the new English language arts curriculum. In mathematics, elementary students will continue using the dynamic bridges in mathematics curriculum, and our secondary students will continue to sharpen their mathematical thinking with the use of illustrative math. We're excited to announce that in response to stakeholder feedback and handwriting changes in many states, 23 of our elementary schools have volunteered to participate in a year-long cursive writing pilot focused on accelerating writing output, boosting writing fluency, and increasing academic confidence. More information will be released soon. New this year, BCPS will send attendance and grade reports home every Friday morning. The attendance report will be sent via Focus, and the grade summary will be sent via Schoology. We hope that these reports will help families to support their children's academic progress throughout the school year. Families and stakeholders are invited to discover more about what students will learn throughout the school year at the BCPS Curriculum Night on September 16th at Pikesville High School. At the event, families can learn about our curriculum and our work in the following academic priority areas: English language arts, mathematics, early childhood education, English language development, and special education. Families will have the opportunity to talk one-on-one with BCPS staff about how to support students at home and view curricular and instructional materials. We have a robust professional learning plan for the 25-26 school year and provided more than 45 days of professional learning and training to our staff this summer. We are so excited that more than 6,000 teachers and paraprofessionals participated in June training on the science of learning and relationship building, and are grateful to Dr. Berquist for leading this work. I can't stress enough just how important daily attendance is for student success. We encourage all parents and caregivers to support their child in being here for it. Our attendance initiative is in its third year and offers our students, parents, and educators valuable tools. 120 of our schools further reduced chronic absenteeism this past year. Tips to get the 25-26 school year started off strong can be found on our website. BCPS has also been working on more than 72 capital projects this summer that includes replacement HVAC systems, fire alarm systems, roofs, boilers, chillers, intercom systems, vestibules, electrical upgrades, and much, much more. An additional 18 schools have grant and special projects in progress that includes playgrounds, scoreboards, stadium enhancements, and school signs. Both replacement and new capital projects improve our aging BCPS infrastructure. This work is in addition to summer cleaning and refresh, including maintenance projects, painting, flooring, and general site beautification, to open all of our buildings ready for our students on Monday. I am truly grateful for the hard work of our facilities, logistics, grounds, maintenance, and operation team members. Over the summer, we provided 404,385 meals to thousands of students at more than 24 summer meal program sites. This school year, we will continue to provide free breakfast and lunch meals to all students at all schools, no application requirement. We launched our new Oracle Cloud system this summer. Phase 1 of the project was critical for achieving an integrated human resources and payroll platform that is user-friendly and simplifies data, processes, and practices electronically. This is a significant project for our school system that will elevate all of our systems, streamline our processes, and enhance overall efficiency. We are grateful to the work of Mr. Jim Corns, Dr. Grimm, Mr. McCall, and Mr. Saris in moving this forward. Phase 2, which involves our financial systems, will go live in July of 2026. We know that a big part of creating the most optimal learning environment for students includes ensuring their physical safety and social emotional well-being. BCPS remains committed to providing a safe and supportive learning environment for all students. This year, we will continue to partner with nearly 24 community mental health providers across schools to provide comprehensive services and supports for our students. BCPS students ages 13 and older can also continue to access free virtual therapy or online support through Talkspace. Last year, 16,299 messages were sent. We are also very grateful for the strong partnership that we have with the Baltimore County Police Department and the work of our school resource officers to keep our students safe. Our safety assistants will continue to work with school staff and our SROs to foster positive relationships in the school building. We will continue to leverage OmniAlert and the open gate detection system in our schools and at athletic events to provide an additional layer of safety in our communities. As a reminder, safety is a shared responsibility. When we work together and commit to upholding our roles, we create safe and welcoming spaces where students can maximize learning and experience all that schools have to offer. While technology enhancements advance our efforts focused on improved climate and safety, the work that we do in partnership with families is truly important. Positive, respectful relationships between students, staff, and families contribute to academic progress. BCPS is fully committed to implementing with fidelity clear behavioral and intervention support programs for student success. Caregivers will receive specific information about discipline program expectations directly from schools. This information will also be posted on school websites. As a reminder, all families must review the 25-26 Student Handbook and Transportation Handbook, which are posted online, prior to the start of the school year. Working in collaboration with school administrators, the PTA Council of Baltimore County, and other stakeholders, BCPS has refined its cell phone use and expectations plan for this school year. Last year, as you know, we piloted a cell phone program in more than a dozen secondary schools. Based on that data, this year we are launching a system-wide, off and away, every day, every school campaign. Cell phone use is prohibited during the instructional day in all BCPS elementary and middle schools, and cell phone use is restricted during the instructional day in all high schools. Schools will be sharing their specific plans with families and will have information posted on their websites. We encourage all parents and caregivers to connect to their children's school, joining the Parent Teacher Student Association, volunteering, and or attending school events are just some of the many ways that you can participate and help ensure this school year is a successful one for our students and staff. Thank you. We are excited for the school year and look forward to engaging with our students, staff, and family at various community meetings and engagement opportunities that we will have. We will kick off this fall with a series of community conversations on the development of a new strategic plan for the system. The first meeting will be held on September 18th at Windsor Mill Middle School, 6 p.m. More information will be shared with Team BCPS community later this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers. And now we will open it up for questions. Okay.
Good morning. I know you mentioned the percentage of vacancies, but do you know offhand what that whole number is?
47.8.
That's total. Oh,
yeah, that's all that's remaining.
Total. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Yes.
She said, wow, for the record.
We agree. We agree that is phenomenal. Thank you, Kristen.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Phil from BAL Radio. Just two questions. So the cell phone policy is that an extension of the pilot program that you were doing? Can you just explain why that's working and how more productive it will be? And now that we know, what's the help from the federal government going to look like now that we sort of see the Department of Education start to slowly go away, and your reaction to that and what it will mean for instructional educational purposes?
Thank you. So the first question, the policy has not changed, but the pilot helped to inform our practices. And what we learned from the secondary schools were what were the specific steps that we needed to take as a school, what did we need to communicate to our families to make sure that we were on the same page and ensure that students were complying with the policy in earnest, but we were also responding to the needs that families shared with us, particularly needs around students having access to their phones in case of an emergency. And so we learned that having the phones not far away from the students where they could get to them if there was an emergency and build in certain appropriate times for phone use was a win-win. Having visited all of those schools that were involved in the pilot, it was a totally different atmosphere. Students were speaking with each other. They were speaking and engaging with the teacher. And they, in many instances could see that their cell phone was not far away, so it gave them the security that they needed. Teachers reported that they were able to engage with students a lot more. And we also learned what we knew from the beginning, which is that it takes every single person in the school community to be adhering to and enforcing the policy for it really to work. You can't have a cool person in one room that just, breaks down the whole system. And so we're excited. The off and away policy is system-wide implementation. All of the resources have been developed by principals that were a part of the pilot. If you go to our website, you'll find some videos and additional resources regarding this. And so we're looking to respond to that feedback that we heard not only from our teachers who really want to focus on instruction, but also from our families who talked about, their students using the cell phone during the school day. To your second question regarding federal government, we were relieved and excited to see that the federal funding that was on hold was released to the schools. There are some reductions in place. I will say that as a state of Maryland, we're coming together with the state superintendent on a regular basis where she's providing us with updates. We're looking at contingency plans if necessary because we want to prioritize making sure that there's no negative impact to our students. You're welcome.
Hello there, John Lee, WYPR. Just finished up difficult contract negotiations with the teachers. They did not get all that they had hoped for. Are you at all concerned that's going to start the school year with something of a morale issue with your teachers in the classroom?
So I've had the opportunity to see teachers throughout the summer, whether it was at professional development or actually going into schools. They have been very positive. They have engaged in many conversations with me about the fiscal landscape overall. Just yesterday at Greenwood, a group of teachers were walking from their building to the neighborhoods to visit the students. They stopped by our office, wanted to take pictures in great spirit, very excited about the students. I am appreciative of their understanding the complexities as well as wanting to know that we are in earnest doing everything that we can to honor as much of the agreement as we can in these tight times. And so I'm going to continue to partner with our teachers, with our staff to be responsive to them. In addition to compensation, one of the things that all staff always also talk about are working conditions, and we have created processes internally for us to hear them and for us to respond to that on a regular basis. And so while there is, some shared disappointment in terms of the challenges around fiscal constraints, I can share with you that we are committed to working together. We are committed to making sure that people have what they need to move students forward. Thank you.
Good morning, Dr. Rogers. County Council discussing a resolution that could lead to the Baltimore County Inspector General having more authority over BCPS. Does the school system support this resolution?
Baltimore County Public Schools will continue to work with all of our partners, and those partners include the county council, they include the county executive, They include, the Senate and the House delegation. We have created, this is now going to be the third year, a regular schedule in a rotation where we meet on a regular basis. We provide regular updates. There's opportunities for questions and answers. We respond to all inquiries, and we share all communication that we receive, that we share with Team BCPS to make sure that everyone is kept aware of what's happening in our school system so that we are good partners with each other. And so we will continue to remain committed.
Hi, Olivia Dance, Fox 45. Speaking about school safety, you mentioned the partnership with the county police being strong. Talking about the reportable offenses law, the statewide law, how is the district handling that? I believe last year there was 881 reportable offenses. Is that concerning? And then, just talk about how you guys are handling that and maybe how it's been helpful.
Thank you. Yes, the reportable offenses law, for everyone who's here, requires school systems, if there's a reportable offense that happens outside in the community, it's important part to note that it's reported to the school systems, and then for us to go through our internal process to determine whether or not there is a potential safety risk and to alert any and all people who need information regarding that. And so we are grateful to Baltimore County Police Department that they are extremely diligent in providing us with that information. We, in turn, led by the work of Mr. Knox, who leads our Safety and Climate Department, get that information out to schools for us to implement our processes. But again, like I said, it's important to note that these are things that happen outside of the school, and we have a responsibility to implement our processes to, in the cases where we need to put a safety plan together or to consider an alternative placement, that we do that. And we can only do that to maximize safety if we receive the information from our police partners.
Good morning, Raquel Bazos, Baltimore Sun. Are there any planned field trips to DC coming up over the fall, and has the deployment of the National Guard, changed any plans with regard to any field trips?
So if we have any plans, I suspect we might, but we would have to confirm that. I have not heard or been advised from our law enforcement partners that there were concerns with the National Guard being in DC, but we could certainly follow up on the trips.
Great question. Kate Amara from WBAL-TV. I had a couple follow-ups. I hope that's okay. Regarding the federal resources and funding in general, can you just touch on special education funding and resources? And I know that part of the issue that's being litigated over the Federal Department of Education is the blanket cancellation of competitive grants. Did any of those cancellations affect Baltimore County schools?
So the cancellation of grants, we would have to take a look to confirm whether or not any of we were impacted by that. In terms of the federal grant funding, we have had some reductions, but the way federal grants work, our fiscal year and their fiscal year are 1 year in arrears, if you will, and so that allows us to maximize our planning to ensure that there's little disruption to our services for our students. We are hopeful that we're not going to see a lot of reductions, or that funds that are scheduled to be dispersed, that they will continue to be dispersed so we can continue to advance the work of the school system, which is improving academic achievement forward. But we remain in close contact with our partners, specifically MSDE. Dr. Wright is providing us with regular updates. We're talking about, being proactive in our planning, and Baltimore County is a part of the large county and school district consortium, because we are one of the third largest in the state of Maryland, where we partner to problem solve around the changes that are occurring and ways that we can respond in real time that minimize impact to students.
I'm sorry, that was a long answer. So is that kind of we're not sure yet, fingers crossed, we have to wait and see? Or do you know for sure that there's grants that have been canceled and that you're hoping to restore the funding or fill in the gap? I'm sorry, I'm not
I think
an
we
educator.
all have to. It's okay. I think we all are in the. We hope for the best for our students, and we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, I think that's just the reality of where we are in public education right now. You're welcome.
All right. BCPS internal audit data was recently released for fiscal year 25. The audit revealed 43 substantiated investigations. What does BCPS do to hold these people accountable?
Depending on what the finding is, if it goes to, we work with our partners, different law enforcement. They're, depending on the cases are referred out. Whether it's to law enforcement, and then there's appropriate personnel action as well, up to and including termination. So, it's depending on what that finding is. But we take those matters very seriously.
I think it was back in May, you guys were saying that some staff positions, they would have to reapply for those positions. Did that happen? What is kind of the status of that?
Yes. We reduced significant number of central office positions as part of the budget. So places where, for example, we had 4 positions and we were reducing down to 2. Anyone who was interested would have to reapply and go through the application process. So all of that happened and we filled the positions.
I have 2 questions, one about transportation, the other about cell phones. I'm sorry, I don't want you to end this before I get them in. You mentioned walkers, but I know that there have been issues with buses and that sort of transportation. Can you speak to that, to the readiness to get kids to and from school? And then I had a question about the cell phone policy.
Do you want to ask it?
For parents who may be new to the school system and not familiar with it and wondering at all the levels, so if they're banned, do I send my kid with the phone, their phone and their smartwatch, and or is there a is there a policy? Do they put them in the bags? Does every teacher say put it away? Like, how is it? What do parents do? I'm sure you're saying don't send them with the stuff, but I make my kids wear their watches, so I can keep tabs. How's it going to work practically in the classroom?
Thank you. So your first question was around buses. We are very proud of the advances and improvements in our transportation department over the last several years. Our team is working hard. They're looking at routes. Again, that information was already posted in Focus for Families. We have a customer service center where the lines are manned, as well as the email address. All of that information is on our website for our families, for them to ask specific questions that they have about their transportation assignment. We're in a position where we have worked in partnership with our county government to recruit and retain bus drivers and attendants. That has been very successful. We work to make sure that all of our routes are covered. And we also have, for our family, an app that has the information, and we post on our website times, arrival times, any potential delays in the morning or in the afternoon, to make sure that there is no shortage of information regarding transportation. That being said, the first day of school, the first week of school, is the first time when the whole county will adjust to 110,000 kids are out and about. You have, 80,000 kids, about 70,000, more than 70,000 on buses. You have walkers, you have parents driving. And so there's always that week period where there is transition. Things are maybe a little slower. There's suddenly traffic in a neighborhood when the buses are rolling. And so we anticipate those minor adjustments the first week, but by and large, last year was very successful for transportation, and we expect nothing but success for continued transportation for our students. No changes in any policies or anything like that. And so I would encourage people to go to our website to get that information. And your second question was around the cell phones. So our policy hasn't changed, but somebody new coming to BCPS, elementary school students, they are not allowed to use their cell phones in schools. Our middle school students, they have very limited time where they're allowed to use them. I believe during lunch, before school, and after school are their only opportunities. High school, there are structured times during lunch and in between classes where they can use them. No one is allowed to use the cell phones during an instructional period of time. We encourage families to make their personal decisions around whether or not students are bringing devices to school, understanding that parents accept full responsibility for students transporting electronics. We are not fans of smartwatches as a school system for a variety of reasons, and I think you can figure out why. We have tried to help our parents to help our students stay focused in school by sharing with them, and it's posted on our website, ways that they can put parameters on the cell phones during school hours where students can still reach out to parents, to grandparents, things of that nature, but they can't access social media and things of that nature during the school day, so that the phone is there, it's available for emergencies, but we're reducing the distractions to our students. And so I would urge families to go to our website, to go to the school website, essentially off and away during instructional time. I would also, as a former principal, speak directly to parents and say, please, please, please do not call your students during the school day. I have, as a former principal, picked up the phone from several students that their phone was ringing. They said it's their parent. It's really their parent. Please text them if you have an important message, and at the appropriate time, they will see the message and send back a response, or the school can always email or just call the front office. All of those things still work, and we will always make sure that students are informed and get the information from their families. Thank you. You're welcome.
Just a couple of things regarding the athletic officials contract from the past board meeting. So do you know what the underlying issue was with that contract and that was mentioned during discussion? I mean, I've watched the contract meeting and obviously I was there at the board meeting. So, but it was still kind of unclear what the issue exactly was. And then will the board have another proposal to consider at the next meeting? And as of now, there's not going to be any interruption to the already going on fall sports season. Is that right?
So, thank you for those questions. What I will share is that as a school system, we are working diligently to do everything in our power to ensure that there is no disruption to fall sports. As I indicated, we had almost 5,500 students who are out and on our fields and inside the gyms. Everyone from a freshman to a senior, looking forward to a great year. The Board of Education remains committed to our students, and I'm sure the board can provide you any further details. Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you first day of school. Take care.